Hello and welcome to Alive Soul podcast, where we explore personal growth, high performance, and intentional living. I'm Dr. Wasim Bellani, and I believe that life isn't just about going through the day, it's about becoming fully alive in everything we do. Through my journey as a doctor and heart rhythm cardiologist, and then through my exercise journey in cycling and running, and later in personal development and growth journey, I've learned that success isn't just about reaching goals, but about who we become along the way. This podcast is here to inspire and challenge you to push your limits, cultivate your discipline, and live with purpose. Join me each week as we dive into ideas, reflections, and practical strategies to help you grow into your best self. So let's get started. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Alive Soul podcast. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed that some of the moments you expect the least from end up becoming the ones you remember the most? That happened to me the other day. It was around 12:30 in the afternoon. I had already missed my usual morning walk. By that time it was hot and humid, and honestly, it didn't seem like a great time to go outside. And part of me just wanted to stay home. But another part of me thought, you know what? It doesn't have to be a perfect walk. I just didn't want to spend the afternoon sitting inside. So I put my shoes and headed out. I wasn't trying to go for a certain distance or a certain pace. I was just trying to move. And as I started walking, I noticed there were quite a few clouds in the sky. I thought, at least they'll give me some shade. And a few minutes later, those clouds turned into rain clouds. And my first reaction was, oh, it's gonna rain now, so I must turn around and go back home. And I almost did that, but before I could decide, it started raining heavily. And to my surprise, it made the walk even better, because the rain cooled everything down. And then a nice breeze picked up, and the air felt fresh. And yes, I got a little wet, but that gave me a good cooling effect. And a few minutes later, the rain stopped, but the clouds stayed, and the sun wasn't beating down anymore. And what I expected to be just an average walk turned into one of the most enjoyable walks I've had in a long time. And I ended up walking for about an hour and a half, covering 5 miles. And as I was walking, I kept thinking, maybe the reason I enjoyed this walk so much was because I wasn't expecting much from it. I just simply showed up. And it made me wonder, how often does that happen to us in life? How often do we enjoy something more because we didn't expect it to be amazing or extraordinary? But oftentimes we do the opposite, where we miss the joy in the moment because we expected too much from it. How many good moments have we missed because we have already decided how they were supposed to go? Sometimes we go to restaurants expecting it to be incredible with amazing food. Sometimes we plan a vacation expecting every day to be perfect. We meet friends expecting the best evening ever. Or we spend time with family expecting everything to go exactly as we imagined. Then one small thing doesn't go according to plan. The food isn't as good as we hoped. The weather changes. Someone is late. The hotel isn't perfect. And somehow, instead of enjoying everything that went right, we keep thinking about that one thing that did not go right or didn't go as planned. And I've noticed this in my own life sometimes. I can become so focused on making sure everything is the best restaurant, the best experience, the best plan, that if one thing falls short, it affects the whole experience. But if I look back and think about it, most of those moments were actually good, if not very good. I just didn't appreciate them because I was comparing them to the perfect version I had created in my mind. And that's what happens when we become too focused on the perfect experience in our minds. And the gap that happens between what we expected and what actually happened would steal the joy of the moment. And instead of appreciating what's right in front of us, we keep thinking about what could have been better. And as I was reflecting on this idea, it reminded me of our recent trip to Syria. Because I think one of the reasons that we enjoyed the trip so much was that we had lower expectation, and we were not chasing that perfect vacation. See, before we went, we knew there would probably be some difficulties and some challenges. The country had just come out of years of war, so I wasn't expecting everything to be perfect. But that wasn't why we were going. We went to reconnect with our roots, to show our kids where they came from, to experience the history, the culture, and the incredible people, to spend time with family we haven't seen for years. And because our expectations were centered on what truly mattered, the small inconveniences never became the story. Instead, we came home with memories we'll never forget. And looking back, I realized that's what exactly happened during my walk. Neither experience was perfect, but because I wasn't demanding perfection, I was able to appreciate what was already there. And sometimes it's not the experience that steals our joy, it's the expectation that every experience has to be perfect. Now, I want to be clear here. I'm not saying we shouldn't have high expectations. I'm not saying we shouldn't dream big. I'm not saying we should not have plans or hope for great experiences. There's nothing wrong with looking forward to something. But the problem is when we decide that we will only enjoy it if everything goes exactly according to our plan. Because life rarely follows our script. Sometimes it gives us something different. And every now and then, that different experience we didn't expect turns to be better. Just like that unexpected rain I had in my walk. So here's something I'd like all of us to try this week. The next time you're going out for dinner, meeting a friend, taking a walk, planning a vacation, or simply spending time with your family, try letting go of the idea that it has to be perfect. Go into it with an open mind. Be present. Leave room for life to surprise you. Because sometimes some of the happiest moments in life are not the ones that we carefully planned, but they're the ones we never saw coming. The walk we almost skipped, the conversation we did not expect, the rainy afternoon that turned into one of our favorite memories. Because maybe joy isn't missing from our lives, maybe sometimes it's simply hiding behind our high expectations. That's it for this episode, my friends, and thanks for listening. Until next time, keep showing up, because the small steps you take today are shaping the person you become tomorrow.